Hey, Steve Magnante here at High-Octane Classics in Auburn, Massachusetts with a 1967 Chevy Nova Super Sport. A lot of people call these cars the giant killer. In 1966, Bill Jenkins famously campaigned an L79 327 365 horsepower 4-speed Nova against race Hemis, or actually street Hemis in B-stock competition on the drag strips all across America. It was a record-setting car. Bill Jenkins really put these things on the map. And the giant killer term refers to the fact that these are very light, very competent drag cars. And with the 327, these are very capable of running with even a street Hemi in basically stock trim. With that said, the giant killer moniker is earned, and repeatedly so. Now this one's a beautiful example here in Lucerne blue, I believe it is, a Marina blue. Nicely restored, beautiful car, and it's a super sport. We see all the trimming on the outside, including the grille, a die-cast SS with the red inset in the letters, very sinister, kind of looks mean, like it's menacing and staring at you, like something nasty in the woods. And of course, Nova can be translated into it doesn't go. These do go, especially with the 327 under the hood. Let's take a peek at that 327 right now. And there it is, the Mighty Mouse. You know, the Chevy small block arrived in 1955 as a 265 cubic inch powerhouse, and it's known as the mouse motor because it's small but very, very potent. And this one here has been lightly modified. It still has the iron heads on it, aluminum intake manifold, an Edelbrock Performer, a small Holley 4-barrel carburetor, and most importantly, really, these are very tight engine bays. So these are fender wall headers right here. They come out and then exit behind the front tires. They're very exotic and arrogant, angry looking in the engine bay right here. Electronic distributor, MSD ignition, and of course manual disc brakes up front, dual circuit master cylinder. And again, 1967, first year for the government mandate for dual circuitry on all American built cars, and there it is right there. A nice big radiator right here, keep that mouse motor nice and cool. And a great example of how the giant killer earned its stripes and its names. And this one here has the word the hammer etched into the tops of the Mickey Thompson aluminum valve covers, and I would say that's an apt description of this little puppy right here. Probably run right with any 383 Roadrunner without any issues at all. Let's continue our tour inside and see what we find. And this is a Super Sport. And of course, Super Sport arrived in 1961 on full-size Chevrolets, the Impala Super Sport, and eventually trickled on down to the Nova. And of course, the Nova, the beauty of these is they're small and large at the same time. We'll get to the large part in the trunk, but the small part is a nice, compact, tidy body shell. And these are considered GM senior compacts. These fought against Dodge Darts, Plymouth Signets, Studebaker Larks, etc. But these had way more style than any of those other cars ever did. These sold very well for Chevrolet. Very popular cars on cruise night, at the drag strip, you name it, very popular car then as now. And inside, nice to see the Super Sport bucket seats. And of course, the Super Sport die-cast logo right here. No messing around. And of course, it's a 4-speed, best of all. That's the tranny you want behind a high-winding small block like this. And Super Sport logo on the console right there, SS, to remind the driver that he's got a Super Sport engine on the other side of the firewall. And again, the 4-speed is a major thing. Also has a line lock, this puppy right here, if you want to stop and do a burnout. Because a lot of times with automatic stick shifts, to hit the rear tires, it's kind of hard on the brakes. If you try and do a clutch swap, you know, sidestep the clutch, it cooks the clutch disc. But if you're line lock, you can lock the front brakes and then heat the rear tires without harming the brakes at all at the back or the clutch. It's a lot easier and everything. Got a voltmeter right here, tachometer, water and oil temperature information right there. Just really nicely done inside. An 8 cassette player right here if you want to listen to some music. Kind of a cool deal. And pretty much stock interior, standard steering wheel right here. And nicely presented, nice crisp headliner and carpet in effect. Great example of the giant killer. Okay, speaking of giant, let's open the trunk. It's so surprising really what's in here. And that is a lot of space. You know, you think of Chevrolet, you know, Chevelles and Impalas and big cars with big trunks. Well, the Nova was pretty surprising with what GM was able to get done. But inside the trunk, we'll see nothing but space, and that's a great thing. A lot of room for groceries or a travel trip. And by the way, as I open this, check out the die-cast chrome applique right here. These are available reproduction. This is a very correct piece, not stamped steel. It's basically a die-cast chrome metal applique on the back, Super Sport only, Nova SS. And here it is, a lot of room in the trunk right here. Correct Zolatone finish, just like the factory. Of course, body colored underneath the deck lid, but a lot of room in there for, you know, a weekend's worth of luggage or a week's worth of groceries. No problem at all. And again, a great example of how small can be big. Inside power antenna right here. That was an option from the factory right here. And a nice looking car. So this one also has a 12-bolt rear axle. It was a major upgrade over the standard 10-bolt these would have had. The 12-bolt was possible on the Super Sport, but the L79, but again, it's a major plus. And this also has slapper bars, competition engineering slapper bars that help to tame axle hop. So with that said, this is a great example of the giant killer. To learn more about this car, go to the High-Octane Classics website and check out the photo gallery.